Sam Elliott as T.L. Norris makes his appearance in the Season 2 premiere of Landman about 33 minutes in, and right away, the audience is confronted with a version of him that's both haunting and raw. He's no longer the vibrant, rugged figure fans might have expected. Instead, he's weary, sunken-eyed, and carries the weight of years etched into every line of his face. As he gazes at the sunset, a seemingly simple moment, the tension around him builds instantly, punctuated by the insistence of Denise, who interrupts the calm with relentless energy, reminding us that in this world, even peace is momentary. Hank's entrance adds another layer, a gentle nudge of support, yet the subtext is thick. Everyone around TL, including his son Tommy, is learning just how complicated a man he really is. Watching TL interact with those around him, there's an undeniable gravity. He's weathered, scarred, yet commanding in a way that Sam Elliott embodies effortlessly. The audience learns, subtly, about his relationship with Tommy, a dynamic layered with decades of tension, misunderstanding, and buried affection. TL's interactions reveal a truth that is both poignant and painful. Misjudgments about his character crumble as viewers are invited to consider that perhaps the challenges of Tommy's childhood were not solely TL's burden to bear. As the premiere unfolds, focus shifts to Aninsley, whose journey toward TCU provides both levity and an illustration of the relentless pressures of ambition. Her desperation to secure her place is palpable. She's anxious, trembling with both excitement and fear, and it's this human vulnerability that provides a counterpoint to the hardened personas dominating the rest of the narrative. Meanwhile, Cooper is navigating a separate yet intertwined path. He's suddenly flush with success, his financial acumen and inherited privilege propelling him to heights that are both intoxicating and isolating. Ariana's reactions to his newfound power are subtle, telling. Her looks reveal a mix of awe, disapproval, and concern that hint at fissures beneath their public-facing connection. Cammy emerges as an unexpected force, asserting herself with an authority that is startling yet necessary in a space dominated by old boys' networks and entrenched power structures. Her Serengeti speech, delivered with precision and fire, cuts through the complacency of seasoned investors and board members alike. Cammy's approach is not merely confrontational. It's strategic, calculated, and brilliantly executed, establishing her as a central figure whose actions will undoubtedly ripple throughout the season. The premiere further illuminates the complexity of generational and gender dynamics within the oil industry, as young women quietly, yet effectively, challenge the established order. The luncheon scene underscores this tension. On the surface, a formal gathering to reassure banks and investors, yet beneath the polished exterior lies a battlefield of influence, negotiation, and quiet subterfuge. Each interaction is a masterclass in subtle power play. TL's past, intertwined with the loss of his wife Dorothy, adds another layer of sorrow and introspection. Her passing in a memory care facility in Amarillo shapes TL's present, providing context for his emotional distance and occasional volatility. The narrative carefully unpacks these events without heavy-handed exposition, allowing viewers to grasp the weight of grief, regret, and responsibility. The tension between legacy and ambition plays out most vividly through Cooper's actions. His success is measured in dollars and acumen, yet the human cost is ever present. Ariana's discomfort and subtle protests serve as reminders that wealth and power cannot mask emotional neglect or interpersonal failure. Her expressions, restrained yet expressive, convey volumes, revealing how ambition can blind even the most intimate relationships. Cammy's ability to navigate these dynamics sets her apart. She's simultaneously empathetic, ruthless, and unyielding, a figure whose presence challenges assumptions about who wields authority in spaces historically dominated by men. Her strategic acumen and willingness to confront uncomfortable truths make her indispensable to the unfolding narrative. The tension escalates with the exploration of TL and Tommy's relationship. Misconceptions from previous seasons are dismantled. TL's stoicism and perceived detachment are recast as the result of external pressures and past traumas, particularly those connected to Tommy's mother. These revelations do not excuse past behavior, but provide necessary context, painting a portrait of a man shaped by circumstance, grief, and responsibility. As the episode progresses, moments of levity are skillfully interspersed, particularly through the interactions of Aninsley and other younger characters. These moments provide balance, highlighting the contrast between the high-stakes corporate maneuvering and the personal growth, ambition, and vulnerability of the next generation. Cooper's trajectory as a third-generation oil magnate continues to intrigue. His ability to manipulate market forces, leverage assets, and command respect is juxtaposed with his occasional myopia regarding interpersonal relationships. His triumphs, while impressive in monetary terms, are shadowed by the subtle erosion of trust and intimacy, particularly with Ariana. The series continues to explore the delicate interplay between ambition and morality, with characters consistently navigating ethical dilemmas, emotional entanglements, and the consequences of power. The multi-layered storytelling ensures that viewers remain engaged, interpreting subtleties in behavior, expression, and dialogue to uncover the true stakes at play. The premiere excels in its ability to integrate personal backstory with current narrative tension. TL's grief over Dorothy's passing, Tommy's attempts to reconcile familial fractures, and Cammy's assertive maneuvering coalesce to form a rich tapestry of conflict, loyalty, and ambition. The narrative refuses to simplify these relationships, instead embracing their complexity and the moral ambiguity inherent in each decision. The introduction of the young women at the luncheon, plotting quietly in the background, underscores the recurring theme of underestimation. In a world dominated by entrenched power, intelligence, strategy, and subtlety become tools for disruption. Their actions foreshadow the impact of the younger generation on legacy institutions, hinting at challenges, alliances, and conflicts that will shape the season's arc. TL's interactions with Hank, brief yet significant, provide insight into the enduring nature of family bonds and the subtle ways in which empathy, patience, and understanding can influence outcomes even in fraught circumstances. The storytelling deliberately allows moments to breathe, letting viewers absorb emotional weight and narrative significance without rushing exposition. The premiere also highlights the contrast between public performance and private reality. Characters present polished, controlled versions of themselves in boardrooms, during luncheons, and in public appearances, yet their private moments reveal vulnerability, doubt, and the complexity of human motivation. Cammy's deft handling of a tense situation with two young women in the bathroom exemplifies this contrast. On the surface, it appears trivial, but her strategic insights and deft interpersonal manipulation reveal a mastery of subtle influence, turning minor interactions into opportunities for control and advantage. The show continues to explore themes of grief, ambition, and intergenerational conflict through Tommy's evolving understanding of his father. As TL's past, decisions, and personality are gradually unpacked, the audience is compelled to reevaluate prior assumptions. Emotional resonance is heightened through understated performances, carefully constructed dialogue, and meticulous attention to detail in narrative packing. Cooper's financial triumphs, though spectacular in scale, are balanced by the narrative emphasis on relational consequences. His interactions with Ariana, the subtle shifts in trust, and the unspoken tension in moments of intimacy underscore the complexity of balancing wealth, ambition, and human connection. Aninsley's storyline is meticulously crafted to explore ambition, anxiety, and the pressures of expectation. Her desire to secure a place at TCU is not merely a plot point, but a lens through which the audience examines privilege, opportunity, and the psychological toll of competition. Her performance, layered with vulnerability and determination, humanizes the often abstract discussions of ambition and success. The interplay between seasoned figures like TL, Tommy, and Cooper with emerging voices like Cammy and Aninsley creates a dynamic tension that drives the narrative forward. Power, influence, and legacy are constantly in flux, with characters negotiating their positions, asserting authority, and confronting personal and professional challenges. The episode's careful integration of humor, pathos, and tension ensures a multifaceted viewing experience. Small moments, such as facial expressions, pauses, and reactions, communicate volumes beyond spoken dialogue, enriching the audience's understanding of character motivation and emotional stakes. The premiere also subtly critiques established systems of power. The oil industry, depicted as a historically male-dominated space, becomes a backdrop for explorations of gender dynamics, generational shifts, and the subversive power of intellect, courage, and strategy. Cammy's role as a disruptor challenges assumptions about authority, control, and influence, underscoring the narrative's thematic exploration of power structures. The emotional core of the episode revolves around TL's personal journey. His grief, complex familial relationships, and attempts to navigate his legacy create an anchor for the narrative. The audience is invited to empathize, understand, and at times, question the ethical and moral decisions made by characters across the spectrum of influence. Subplots, including Cooper's financial maneuvers, Aninsley's educational ambitions, and Cammy's strategic interventions, interweave seamlessly with the primary narrative arc, demonstrating the show's commitment to nuanced storytelling and intricate character development. TL's interactions with Tommy and other family members reveal enduring themes of reconciliation, generational tension, and the struggle to balance personal desire with responsibility. The narrative refuses to simplify these relationships, instead embracing their moral ambiguity and emotional complexity. Dialogue throughout the episode is carefully calibrated to convey subtext, emotional nuance, and character motivation. Moments of silence, hesitation, and subtle gesture are leveraged to create tension, highlight internal conflict, and reinforce thematic resonance. The premiere's packing allows for reflective observation while maintaining narrative momentum, ensuring audience engagement without sacrificing depth. Music, strategically placed, enhances the emotional impact of scenes. Tracks such as Turnpike Troubadour, Nothing That You Can't Do, The Devil Applies His Trade, and Benjamin Todd's Wyoming underscore pivotal moments, blending seamlessly with visual storytelling to elevate mood, tension, and emotional resonance. Character arcs are established with precision. TL's journey from grief and weariness toward potential reconciliation and influence is set against the backdrop of a complex social and professional landscape. Cooper's trajectory as a financially astute, yet emotionally conflicted figure adds a counterpoint to TL's experience, while Cammy and Aninsley provide fresh perspectives that challenge and reshape existing power dynamics. The premiere successfully balances narrative exposition with character-driven moments, ensuring that viewers gain insight into motivations, history, and potential future trajectories without relying on overt explanation. Subtle cues, visual symbolism, and interpersonal dynamics communicate the layered complexity of each character and their relationships. The narrative's attention to psychological realism is evident in the depiction of grief, ambition, and ethical ambiguity. TL's responses to loss, Cammy's calculated interventions, and Cooper's struggles with relational dynamics are rendered with authenticity, reflecting the show's commitment to character depth and nuanced storytelling. The premiere also establishes thematic continuity with prior seasons while introducing new conflicts, alliances, and narrative tensions. TL's history, the evolving corporate landscape, and the generational interplay of ambition and influence are integrated seamlessly to create a coherent and compelling narrative arc. Humor, often understated, serves as a counterbalance to the tension and drama. Aninsley's awkward yet endearing interactions, subtle verbal sparring between characters, and moments of situational irony provide relief while reinforcing character traits and relational dynamics. The episode emphasizes the impact of personal history on present decisions. TL's grief, Tommy's upbringing, and Cammy's strategic assertiveness are framed as consequences of past experiences, underscoring the show's exploration of the interplay between memory, identity, and action. Subtext permeates dialogue and interaction, inviting audience interpretation and engagement. Facial expressions, tone modulation, and packing convey unspoken intentions, internal conflict, and relational dynamics, enriching the storytelling and creating a layered, immersive viewing experience. The episode concludes with a combination of resolution and tension. TL's potential reconciliation with Tommy and Angela, Cooper's financial triumph, tempered by interpersonal friction, and Cammy's strategic positioning set the stage for ongoing narrative exploration. The conclusion balances narrative closure with anticipation, encouraging viewers to continue engagement with subsequent episodes. Overall, the premiere demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of narrative structure, character development, and thematic exploration. The integration of personal and professional stakes, intergenerational tension, and nuanced ethical dilemmas ensures that the episode is compelling, emotionally resonant, and thematically rich. Storytelling techniques, including packing, dialogue, music, and visual symbolism, are employed with precision to create a cohesive and immersive viewing experience. The premiere succeeds in establishing stakes, character motivations, and thematic resonance while maintaining engagement through tension, humor, and dramatic interplay. Each character's actions are grounded in history, personality, and circumstance, ensuring that choices feel authentic and consequences are believable. The attention to detail in performance, dialogue, and visual storytelling reinforces the narrative's credibility and emotional impact. As the episode unfolds, the interplay of grief, ambition, strategy, and relational dynamics creates a tapestry of human experience that resonates with viewers across demographic and cultural boundaries. The layering of character arcs, thematic exploration, and narrative tension establishes a foundation for continued exploration, character evolution, and dramatic payoff in subsequent episodes. The premiere's success lies in its ability to balance exposition, character development, thematic resonance, and narrative momentum. By providing insight into personal history, professional stakes, and interpersonal dynamics, the episode engages viewers while encouraging reflection on broader social, ethical, and emotional questions. The integration of music, subtle humor, and visual storytelling enhances emotional impact, deepening audience investment and reinforcing narrative themes. As the season progresses, the groundwork laid in the premiere ensures that future episodes can explore complex moral dilemmas, interpersonal conflicts, and strategic maneuvers with a foundation of narrative credibility and character depth. The interplay between established figures and emerging voices continues to shape the narrative, highlighting the evolving dynamics of power, influence, and ethical responsibility. The premiere's narrative strategy emphasizes psychological realism, moral complexity, and relational depth, creating a rich viewing experience that resonates beyond the screen. By focusing on authentic character motivation, nuanced interaction, and layered storytelling, the episode sets a high standard for narrative engagement and emotional resonance. Themes of grief, ambition, familial tension, and strategic maneuvering are interwoven seamlessly, creating a multi-dimensional narrative landscape. Viewers are invited to consider the consequences of power, the interplay of past and present, and the subtle dynamics of influence and authority. The premiere demonstrates the potential for sustained narrative tension, character evolution, and thematic exploration throughout the season. By introducing conflicts, alliances, and personal challenges in a deliberate and nuanced manner, the show maintains engagement while encouraging critical reflection. The careful calibration of dialogue, packing, music, and visual cues reinforces narrative coherence and emotional resonance. Character motivations are explored in depth, providing insight into ethical ambiguity, emotional conflict, and relational complexity. The premiere's attention to generational dynamics, gender roles, and social structures enriches the narrative, creating opportunities for both dramatic tension and thematic reflection. By integrating these elements with authentic performance and storytelling craft, the episode achieves a compelling balance of entertainment and depth, inviting continued investment from viewers. As the story progresses, the foundation established in the premiere ensures that subsequent episodes can delve deeper into character psychology, moral dilemmas, and relational tension, maintaining narrative momentum and thematic richness.